Have you ever been so consumed by the desire for justice that it turned into something destructive? Genesis 34 confronts us with this very struggle, a family's response to a terrible wrong, and the devastating consequences when anger overtakes faith. As we explore this chapter, let's ask ourselves, when we're wronged, do our actions reflect God's justice, or do they reveal something darker within us? Dinah, Jacob's only daughter, was a young woman living in a world shaped by ancient customs and strict boundaries. She longed for connection and understanding, and simply wanted to meet the women of her new land, to learn about their lives and perhaps find friendship in a place that was still unfamiliar to her. But her innocent curiosity led to a devastating tragedy. Shechem, the son of the local ruler, saw Dinah, was captivated by her, and in a moment of unchecked desire, took her and violated her. What should have been a simple encounter became a moment that would haunt Dinah and her family forever. This act shattered Dinah's sense of safety and dignity, and left her family reeling with grief, confusion, and anger. The pain was not just Dinah's to bear. It rippled through everyone who loved her. In the aftermath, Shechem, instead of showing remorse, claimed to love Dinah. He asked his father Hamor to arrange a marriage, hoping to legitimize his actions and make amends in his own way. But instead of true repentance, Shechem tried to fix his sin with negotiation, treating Dinah as a prize to be bargained for, rather than a person whose dignity had been stolen. When Jacob's sons heard what had happened, their anger burned fiercely. They felt the weight of their sister's suffering and the dishonor brought upon their family. Their sister's honor was destroyed, and their family shamed in the eyes of their community. The pain was deep, and the sense of injustice overwhelming. Their outrage was understandable, and their desire for justice was strong. But what they did next would not only change their own lives, but would echo through generations. The story of Dinah forces us to ask difficult questions. How do we respond when someone we love is wronged? What is the line between justice and revenge? Do we seek justice, hoping to restore what was lost? Or do we let our pain and anger drive us toward revenge, risking even greater harm? Dinah's story is a warning, reminding us that even ordinary choices can lead to unforeseen pain, and that our reactions in moments of crisis can define who we are. The family's pain is real, and their anger understandable, but the path they choose in response will have consequences far beyond what they imagine, shaping their legacy and the future of their people. This is not just Dinah's story. It's a mirror for our own hearts, challenging us to consider how we respond to injustice and pain. When anger comes, will we let it rule us, or will we find the strength to choose a different path? The story of Dinah invites us to seek a better way, to respond to pain with wisdom, to pursue justice with compassion, and to let our choices be guided by hope rather than by hurt. In the tense aftermath of Dinah's violation, Hamor, Shechem's father, steps forward to negotiate peace. He approaches Jacob and his sons, hoping to mend the rift between their families. Hamor offers not just marriage between Shechem and Dinah, but proposes a lasting alliance, envisioning a future where their people are united. He promises abundant wealth, security, and the sharing of resources. The Shechemites are willing to open their land, their homes, and their treasures, hoping to win favor and acceptance. Shechem himself is desperate, pleading with Jacob's family. He vows to pay any price, offering gifts and dowries beyond measure, all for the chance to marry Dinah and restore honor. But beneath the surface, Jacob's sons are seething with anger. Their pain and outrage twist their response, and they answer Hamor and Shechem with cunning and deceit. They demand that every male in Shechem undergo circumcision, invoking their sacred tradition as a condition for peace. What should be a sign of faith is turned into a weapon. Their true motive isn't justice or reconciliation. It's revenge, fueled by wounded pride and grief. The brothers twist a sacred covenant, using it as a tool for violence and betrayal, corrupting what was meant to be holy. The Shechemites, blinded by hope for gain and desire for unity, agree to the terms, unaware of the deadly trap being set for them. This moment marks a turning point, a crossroads where the pursuit of justice is twisted into a plot for destruction and bloodshed. The sons of Jacob have chosen a path shrouded in darkness, hiding their thirst for vengeance behind the mask of religious duty. When we twist what's holy for our own ends, we not only dishonor God, but we also betray our own hearts and values. The seeds of violence are sown, and the consequences will echo for generations. What began as a cry for justice is about to become a tragedy that will haunt both families. How often do we let our pain and anger justify actions that betray our deepest beliefs and faith? The Shechemites agree to circumcision, seeing only the promise of gain. They don't realize they're sealing their fate. Hamor and Shechem convince their city with promises of wealth, not faith. Every man complies, leaving the city vulnerable. The covenant, meant to be sacred, is now a tool of betrayal. For 3 days the men recover, unaware of the danger. The stage is set for violence, not reconciliation. The sons of Jacob have traded trust in God for a plan of their own making. When we manipulate what's holy, disaster follows. The cost of deceit is about to be paid in blood. On the 3rd day, Simeon and Levi strike. With the men of Shechem helpless, they slaughter every male. This is not justice, it's massacre. They kill Hamor and Shechem, then rescue Dinah. The rest of Jacob's sons join in, looting the city, seizing livestock, and taking women and children captive. What began as a defense of honor ends in greed and devastation. The family's name is stained with innocent blood. In seeking to right a wrong, they commit a greater evil. The pain they inflict mirrors the pain they suffered. Their quest for justice has become a legacy of violence. When anger rules, everyone loses. After the bloodshed, Jacob speaks, not to condemn the violence, but to fear for his own safety and reputation. Simeon and Levi defend their actions, insisting their sister's honor justified everything. There's no repentance, only bitterness. The lesson is clear: unchecked anger and vengeance destroy more than they heal. Even righteous anger, if not surrendered to God, can lead us into sin. The sons of Jacob took justice into their own hands and brought disaster on their family. God's justice is different, restorative, not destructive. Vengeance belongs to the Lord, not us. When we try to play judge, we only multiply pain. We are called to trust God with our hurts and pursue peace, not revenge. This story warns us, let God be the judge and let our actions reflect His mercy. How do we live differently after hearing this story? The lessons from Genesis 34 aren't just ancient history. They're a call to action for us today. God's wisdom is meant to shape our choices, our relationships, and even our reactions in the heat of the moment. First, manage your anger. Don't let it control you. When emotions run high, pause and breathe. Remember, anger can cloud our judgment and lead us down paths we later regret. Bring it to God before you act. Pray for patience and clarity. Second, choose forgiveness, even when it feels impossible. Forgiveness isn't about excusing the wrong, but about freeing yourself from bitterness and trusting God with justice. It's a gift you give yourself and a step toward healing. Third, seek God's wisdom, not your own plans. Our instincts may push us toward revenge or self-protection, but God calls us to a higher standard. Let His word and spirit guide your responses, especially in conflict. Ask for discernment and be willing to listen for His gentle direction. Finally, remember your witness. The world is watching how we handle hurt, disappointment, and injustice. Will they see Christ's love or just more anger and revenge? Our actions can either draw people closer to God or push them away. Be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Practice empathy and understanding, even when it's hard. Let your life be a testimony of grace, not vengeance. Show kindness, even to those who have wronged you. Thank you for joining me in this journey through Genesis 34. I hope these truths encourage you to walk in God's wisdom every day. If this message challenged you, share it with someone who needs hope and healing. You never know whose life you might touch. Let's commit to being people of peace, reflecting God's justice and mercy in all we do. Together we can make a difference. Remember, God's way is always higher than ours. Trust Him, even when the path is difficult or unclear. Until next time, may his wisdom guide your every step. God bless you. See you soon.